Is it blowing right on you?
Yes.
I think we can adjust it.
Wendell did a little.
Just had to shut it off at this spot. Artie, is that better?
Yes, it was just blowing my papers.
That got me a while ago, too.
Yes, thank you.
All right, we're good to go. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for being here Wednesday, September 10th for our 6 o'clock town board meeting. Clerk, could you please read the roll call?
Councilman Migan?
Here.
Councilwoman Snow?
Here.
Councilwoman Pitt?
Here.
Councilman McCarthy?
Here.
Supervisor Schmidt?
Here. Please stand and follow us in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, first item on the agenda are the meetings of October 8th and the 15th. Usually our meetings are the first two Wednesdays of the month, but these are going to be the 8th and the 15th in observance of Yom Kippur on October 1st. I just want to let the public know that, and we'll have that on our website as well. Next item will be setting the calendar dates for the 2026 budget discussion and presentation, which will be October 8th. Will be the first budget presentation. November 5th will be the budget public hearing, and November 12th will be the adoption of the 2026 townwide budget. And privilege of the floor with respect to agenda items only. Anyone with any comments regarding the agenda items this evening, come on up, state your name and address for the record, and please try and keep your comments around 3 minutes. All right, none for agenda items. Resolutions. I know Wendell was just here, so he left, right? He stepped out?
He won't be back tonight.
Okay. So we had the resolution we tabled from last week, 114, approving a 3-year lake contract with the Pond and Lake Connection for treatment services. Did everybody have a chance to speak to him with any concerns?
Yes, I did.
All the same stuff that they've always used, and he gave us the update of how many years it gets done, and
Yep, and they are involved with the DEC. You know, he assured us that the chemicals are safe, and that there's a reason why they do it. Was it every 3 years? If I've got, I just don't
yeah,
want
and they're directly under the DEC supervisions on what
correct.
goes into the water and where it ends up as well.
Yes, thanks. Yeah, I met with him, so I got my answer, but
Perfect.
thank you.
So I'll make a motion for Resolution 114. Could I have a second?
Second.
And a roll call vote. Councilman Migan?
Aye.
Councilwoman Snow?
Aye.
Councilman McCarthy?
Aye.
Councilwoman Pitt?
Aye.
Supervisor Schmidt, aye. 114 passes. Resolution 116, approving the engagement of Public Sector HR Consultants, LLC, for Human Resource Services. We had their presentation last week, and we tabled that vote till this week as well, in case there was any other comments or concerns. Obviously, as we know, pretty much every other town has some form of HR, either a full-time position or an outsourced position, and they, in this capacity, these folks do work with several towns in Dutchess County. I thought they did a really good job last week explaining who they are and who they work with and how long they've been there. So I'm happy to make a motion for Resolution 116 and ask for a second and discussion.
Second for discussion.
Go ahead.
So it would help me to just get a little bit more clarity. So again, as I understood from last week, in what HR personnel does, and with both yourself and Stephanie as our contacts, if you will, for the county, it took up a lot of what the job description is, with the exception of working on the handbook. And it sounded like, complaints. I don't know if anybody else did. Ian had given us a list of some of the towns, so I called Kent, since he said that was one of the ones, and I spoke with the supervisor there. She had said that it's been a while since they've used them, and what they do is they use their labor council for complaints. And interesting, I know Nancy Hogan and Rossi is their attorneys, however, they use somebody else that's different for the Labor Council, right?
Yeah.
So it kind of brings me back to the money. And I'll just tell you my reasons. I'm not against this. I think we've been asking for HR for a long time. Since I've been on the board, we haven't added somebody while we're still in budget. It's been, we said, like, we want to hold off, let's see what the budget's going to look like. So I have some of those concerns. And then again, I guess I wonder, did you get any follow-up, James? Because you were asking about the procedure.
Yeah.
Like I still don't understand the procedure, so maybe that'll help me a little bit?
Yeah, so the good thing is this would take it out of the hands of people in this building, right? Which is always a concern with HR, is if there's a complaint or an allegation, you want it handled exterior, right? So that there's no bias.
Right.
So if there was a complaint, it would, we would be able to field that or just pass this off to them directly, and everyone would have that point of contact. Ideally, we'd like to take as much out of Stephanie's hands, 'cause I know that position, even before it was Stephanie, it was Jess Peterson, it was Joey Cavazzini, it was Todd Bender, all the people that have held that job, held the HR thing, which doesn't make it very difficult to be in the building, working so closely with people every day, and then have to field complaints.
Agreed.
So my hope with this HR firm is that people will be able to take, any complaints, well, hopefully you have no complaints, honestly, but that when something does arise, that people won't be afraid to make that complaint, and they'll utilize these people for what they are. Obviously, we never used them before. We never had an outsourced HR consultant here.
Right.
Just seeing a bunch of other towns who do it, that's my hope and how I interpreted their ability to service polling. I think it'd be good, we know it's able to get done this year, from speaking with Christine, to get these guys on for the last few months, establish a base, and then we can, not only that, this will give us some time to, prepare the upcoming budget, even though it'll be quickly, but at least we'll, get our feet wet with these folks. I think a productive town hall has, an HR consultant all the time, right, available moving forward, so that, issues can be handled
Yeah.
before they become an issue.
Yes, yes.
That's just my feeling on it. I know, like I said, I know that there's no budget constraints on it. It's not a major issue to get it done this year.
Okay.
And there's, a lot of things pending that I think would be very helpful for people to have that resource available to them right away.
Okay. And then lastly, did we need to put out an RFQ?
I don't know, for a consultant. Nancy, do you feel that you should go to an RFQ?
It's not an obligation if it's
Okay.
a consultant, but
Okay.
it's always recommended. But I know we prepared one at the beginning of the year. I don't know whatever happened with that. And I know that we did make calls trying to find other companies to put in a proposal.
Again, I'm just dotting my i's, crossing my
Sure.
t's before I vote.
And Colleen, if I could just address one thing about the town of Kent. With the exception of most of the people who work within town hall, almost all of their employees are in a union.
Okay.
And that's why it's really important for them to have Labor Council to go through, because they have separate contracts that have to be abided by.
Okay,
and
thank you for
rules.
that. She didn't, thank you for that. Okay, so, and there is no contract. We got that confirmed last week, so if for some reason we decided to change or.
Change it at any
If we
time.
did, then we can
Certainly.
just do that.
Certainly.
Okay, all right, those
And
are my
obviously,
questions.
and we're already going into, October, right? So
Yes,
it would only
yes.
be a few months to get through this year anyways.
Um,
Any other discussion? All right, do we have Colleen seconded, so, Councilwoman Snow second. So I'll go Councilman Migan,
Aye.
Councilwoman Snow,
Aye.
Councilman McCarthy,
Aye.
Councilwoman Pitt. Supervisor Schmidt, aye. 116 passes.
So-
Thank you for that.
Okay, so when will he start?
Hopefully right away. We'll contact them tomorrow. Yeah, and as we spoke to them last week, we'll get them speaking to department heads, and we'll connect them to the board right away
Okay.
also.
Okay.
Obviously, everyone will be able to reach out to them as needed.
Okay, great, thank
We'll
you.
get that, we'll circulate that tomorrow to everybody as
Great,
well.
thank you.
Resolution 117 is just a standard facilities use request. I'll make a motion for 117. Could I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Councilman Migan,
Aye.
Councilwoman Snow,
Aye.
Councilman McCarthy,
Aye.
Councilwoman Pitt.
Aye.
Supervisor Schmidt, aye. 117 passes. 118, reappointment of Robert Taff as town assessor. So For everyone that doesn't know, the town assessors come up every 6 years. All their appointments are up in all the municipalities. So Robert and Michelle have been here now, finishing up their 6th year. The town of LaGrange is who we share them with in a shared service capacity. LaGrange renewed their 6-year appointment already, and Robert, as requested, to have his appointment reapproved by this town board as well. LaGrange is already, like I said, already taken those steps. They're very happy with him. I believe we're pretty happy with them here as well, in their capacity and everything they've gotten done in that office, and they're familiar with the community now. Prior to them, we went through 2 assessors. The first one we moved on from, and then Bernadette, when she was the assessor, ended up getting hired by Dutchess County in a really good position. So she left to go to Dutchess County. So kudos to her for that. So we have had Robert and Michelle in here for 6 years. So I'm happy to make a motion for Resolution 118 to reappoint them. The contract does stay the same. There's no drastic changes, just standard whatever budgetary stuff comes through. He said on increases and whatnot, but there's nothing that they're requesting. No differences. And could I have a second for 118?
Second?
Any discussion?
Yes, just briefly, sorry. So I think you've shared it, so, because those are some of my questions.
Sure.
That we're approving it, it's still going to be a shared service with LaGrange.
Correct.
And then the contract, because it looks like the contract was October 25th of '21, so we'll have a new contract with Robert, and then that'll get
Yes,
circulated
because
to us.
this is why we're doing it now too, because it runs out next month.
Okay,
Yeah,
all right,
So it'll run concurrently with LaGrange?
correct.
great.
I know they were approached by 2 other towns. One of them went as far as even to try and make them an offer, but they were nice. They were cordial enough to say, "Are you reappointed?" I said, "Yes, we are. We're very happy with them." So, all right. So Councilman Migan.
Aye.
Councilwoman Snow.
Aye.
Councilman McCarthy.
Aye.
Councilwoman Pitt.
Aye.
Supervisor Schmidt, aye. 118 passes. 119, I'll make a motion that I'll ask Councilman McCarthy to speak briefly, approving the temporary hire of Vinnie DeMarco. And I'll make a motion for 119, and we're just have a quick discussion just to explain what's going on here. And we've done stuff like this in the past to help get projects across the finish line. Councilman McCarthy, could you just speak
Yeah,
briefly on this?
I'll second it. And then what the work that Vinnie will be doing is finishing up some work that was not done by the contract and the contractor electrician. We need to get this done so we can close out the grant and finish this project so we can get the remainder money that is owed to us by the grant. We need to get this done. Hopefully, we can get it all done before the end of the year. Hopefully, we can get Vinnie to get what he needs to get done by the end of this month so we can get that grant closed out. It's gone on too long. This money, the $5,000, it was deducted from the contractor for work that he did not do. So it is all the same amount of money, it's just gonna.
I think it's less, right? It's actually less, right?
It's less.
It was, yeah, I think it was 5,200.
Yeah, it's actually savings
It was a
from the
few
budget.
$100
Yeah.
difference, but it was in the contract. The biggest thing that he has to do is, there's a underground line that was not taken out by the current contractor, and we need to get that out of there, so it's not laying in the ground. So.
What did they put a new one in and leave the old
They
one?
put the new, exactly, yeah.
And in the past, we've had special projects, and in order to save money on what they would cost to completely outsource, we brought on people like Tom Brown, who's done work here for Wendell in the past, and for the buildings and grounds crews with the shed buildings, the storage buildings, and even Vinnie in the past. And it enables us to have a savings on what it would cost to do these projects. And this one is great because it's shooting for budget neutral is always the best thing, but this is actually a little bit less than what we even have budgeted, so that's a great thing as well. And then getting this project completed and getting the rest of that grant money back is obviously very important to us. Councilman McCarthy, do you have anything else to add to that?
Nope, that's it.
So would this I don't know if it's necessary, but is Vinnie a licensed electrician?
Yes, he is.
Yes.
good.
Yeah.
Excellent.
All right, so we'll go for Councilman Migan,
Aye.
Councilwoman Snow,
Aye.
Councilman McCarthy,
All right,
Councilwoman Pitt?
Aye.
Supervisor Schmidt, aye. 119 passes. Thank you for that, Councilman McCarthy.
Welcome.
Resolution 120, authorizing the Pauling Town Court to apply for the 2025-2026 JCAP grant. As everyone who follows along, you know, we love our grants. They are administratively heavy, they're a lot of paperwork, but they're very rewarding when you get them, and they are a huge relief to the taxpayers when we're able to get this money back, as it is, you know, taxpayer dollars that you're getting back to your community. This is a great one to go after for the courts. It's up to $30,000. I believe the last grant that they've received was probably for the bulletproof door, security doors that we have out front, that they had gotten that done 6 or 7 years ago. So this has to be a resolution for us to apply for this. So I'll make a motion for Resolution 120. Could I have a second, please?
Second.
And Councilman Migan,
Aye.
Councilwoman Snow,
Aye.
Councilman McCarthy,
Aye.
Councilwoman Pitt, Supervisor Schmidt, aye. 120 passes. Christine, thank you for being here as always in all the board meetings. 121, we have budget amendments for the fiscal year. Pretty much every month, we have budget amendments that go on, and Christine's always here and, you know, available to answer questions and monitor all the departments and what's coming in and what's going out. So I'll make a motion for Resolution 121. Can I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Councilman Migan?
Aye.
Councilwoman Snow?
Aye.
Councilman McCarthy?
Aye.
Councilwoman Pitt?
Aye.
Supervisor Schmidt, aye. 121 passes. And the final resolution, Resolution 122, payment of bills for the town of Pauling, and these are just our monthly bills. What it takes to keep the lights on and keep payroll going and keep everybody here for the next month. So I'll make a motion for Resolution 122. Could I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Councilman Migan?
Aye.
Councilwoman Snow?
I'm going to abstain because I didn't get to look through the vouchers before.
Councilman McCarthy?
Aye.
Councilwoman Pitt?
Aye.
Supervisor Schmidt, aye. 122 passes. All right, next item will be Town Board Special Consideration and Discussions, New Business. I'll start with Councilman Migan.
I spoke to there's a food bank every Thursday at the Holy Trinity Church on Coulter Avenue. So every Thursday at 5 o'clock, you go on their website, it's CaminoAlExitoPFA.org, to register for the food bank. They also, once a month on Thursday, they have a mobile health unit there. And once a month, they allow Fidelis and MVP to hold office hours for anybody that's interested in looking into different types of insurance if it's needed. On September 13th, will be Hispanic Heritage Day in the village from, I believe it's 2 to 5. So they'll have a gathering there.
That's Saturday or Sunday?
I'm sorry, did I say Saturday? I'm not sure, it's just, I know it's September 13th. And I just wanted to mention that Dutchess County will host its 24th annual September 11th memorial service at 8:30 on September 11th at the steps of the Dutchess County Family Court Building. It's located at 50 Market Street in Poughkeepsie. That's all.
Thank you, Councilman Migan. Councilwoman Snow?
Yes, thank you. There's a lot of things, I think, going on Saturday. So there's also the Fane Daniels Walkathon for the Resource Center. It's family-friendly. It's at Lakeside. Registrations well, you can get there at 10. They're encouraging people to register online, but they will have people to take registration in the morning. And then at 2 o'clock, the library is having the ribbon cutting. So a lot of things going on Saturday. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
No, okay, and the library thing is the same time as the Spanish Heritage Day, but I think they're nearby, right?
Yes,
One's right in the middle and one's at the library?
correct. Yes, so you can actually walk back and forth.
Good, perfect.
And then and I'm sorry, I have to pull up my phone because this didn't come out on my iPad. So the other thing I wanted to talk about for just a couple of minutes is our handbook. So before I talk about that, I had looked up from the Association of Towns, so I just want to just read something into the minutes. So, following an employee handbook is crucial for fostering a clear, consistent, and respectful work environment for both employees and municipalities. The handbook sets expectations by detailing company policies on everything from conduct and safety to paid time off and benefits, reducing misunderstandings and preventing potential conflicts. For the municipality, adherence to the handbook is a key component of legal compliance, establishing uniform standards that help protect the organization from lawsuits related to discrimination, harassment, and wrongful termination. Furthermore, as well implemented, a handbook demonstrates an employee's commitment to fairness, equity, and employee rights, contributing to a more positive and productive municipality culture. So I think it was a couple of weeks ago, James, you had encouraged the board members to talk to some of the department heads, and I usually do, but I did talk to a couple that I don't usually talk to. So one of the things that came up was the handbook, and it seems that we updated it, but the employees don't have the updated handbook. So I guess my requests are, maybe, I don't know if 2 weeks is doable, but what came up from one of the department heads too is that it was redlined, but it was confusing from what's like the current policy to the old one. So my request is, can we take the red line out?
And this is the one that's on the website?
This is the one, yeah.
Okay.
And also, we had talked a while ago about having the employees sign that they've received it.
Right.
I believe they do. The new handbook.
new hires
the-
have.
The
The
new
new
handbook,
hires.
right.
I guess what the department heads were saying are all employees now, because there are.
Bring everybody in.
There are policies in there that, again, this is what I'm being told, that they weren't really clear on policies for certain situations. So if we can do that and have all the employees get the updated handbook, I think that would be better for
Yeah.
the town.
I know, so they do go out to all new hires when they come in.
Yes.
And it was, when the handbook was updated, it was updated on the website.
Yeah.
I didn't know there was I didn't realize there was red
I didn't know
lines on
till
there.
I
I'll look into
just,
that.
I went to talk to some department heads, and a couple of
Yeah.
them mentioned the handbook.
So, we can make sure we send out a department head email to everybody, that if they have staff that haven't received it, they can come pick it up and sign it. And like I said, it is on the website, it was put up there right away, and it has been distributed to all new employees as they came in.
Yes, yes.
Stephanie, make sure she gets it to them?
Yes, and I'm not saying anything about
we can-
something not being done. This was just, there was confusion.
Sure, and bring everybody to the same page, right?
So I think it's helpful to help with them.
So do we have updated copies of
But we would
that?
just print them out, yeah.
Okay, I see.
For sure. I mean, they would, that's fairly easy.
Yeah.
We'll get an email out tomorrow, just to all the
Okay.
I can't say if an email had ever went out to all the department heads or not, regarding when it was updated. I just know we have been dispersing them as they came out.
Believe it did. I believe once we got the finished copy, it was sent out to all department heads, but we can
can check
confirm
it
that
tomorrow,
with Stephanie.
yeah.
Okay, because I guess some of the employees then didn't receive it, so,
Well, again, it went to the department heads.
We'll confirm it though tomorrow. We'll
yeah,
confirm
I
it,
just
look at
think, I
it.
think just for everybody, since that came up a couple of times, that for everybody to be on the same page and understand policy, and the board too.
Sure.
That would be great. Okay.
Yeah, I know Stephanie does have a list of all the people that she sent it to already as
Yeah,
well.
yeah.
As you know, 'cause she does it all via email,
Yep.
just so there's a record of it all.
No, I
So-
knew the new employees have gotten it, and I didn't know if we had said just new employees. So I
Sure.
just thought if we can send it to everybody, then we're all on the same page.
Certainly, absolutely.
That's all I
absolutely.
have for tonight. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilman McCarthy?
I really don't have anything other than, hopefully we will be done with the boathouse Phase 2 project. The thing is, as we all know, we did receive a sizable grant for Phase 3, which is the pavilion. And I don't know where the boards wants to do with it, but there is a chance that if we don't do something soon, we will lose that grant. And that was like $1.3 million grant. So I talked to LaBerge today. It's something that we need to discuss.
When does that have to be, when does that have to be
It
done
needs,
by?
the fact of the matter is we've done nothing with, since it's been awarded to us, we've submitted no plans, we've asked for, so it's just laying there. And I did reach out to Scott and Wendell regarding the bubblers, which I think, don't quote me, were around $80,000 for the lake. We could possibly add that to the pavilion, which would reduce the annual fee for what we put into the lake, chemical-wise, if
How
we
many
had
bu-
those bubblers.
How many bubblers was that?
I think, I know Wendell wanted one. I think if in a great world, he would have two, but I do believe they're $80,000, so I think one would be a good start. But, if it's something that, the board would like, we could get some drawings and send to the board and decide what we want to do. I'd hate to see us lose it. I'm not saying we have to use all of it, but it would be a shame to lose that grant because we've done
What
nothing.
is that, a matching grant?
It's a 50/50, yes. It's exactly the same one we just had. The last one was for $1 million, which we paid, we got reimbursed $500,000. I believe to date, we've been reimbursed $450. There's still another $50,000 that will be due to us once we close out this month's.
So I think between Phase 1 and Phase 2, all total, even with the grant, we spent upward of, could it be 1.5 million? on
1.3,
that-
1.4, 1.5, yeah.
On that boathouse
The
already?
big part of that was the demolition.
So
Yep.
I would have to see the hard numbers on what Phase 3 would cost, what is proposed, and
I mean, that's just something that we just need to decide. if
also
it's-
what would the end date be on the grant?
Completion?
No.
Acceptance?
No, just how much time do we have before we have to make a decision?
Right, the acceptance.
Well, that was, I don't know if we'll actually, I can try to find an actual date, but it was emphasized that we should decide soon. But I will try to get a date.
Yeah, it should be written in there, I would imagine, in the grant.
I would
Okay.
assume that if this grant does pass by, we're not going to be awarded another chance for this award.
There was no guarantees, but it would be highly unlikely that Parks and Rec would ever give us a grant in the near future if you turn down a $1.3 million grant, which is a 50/50 co-share. So basically, we'd be turning down $600,000. And I realize that we can't afford $600,000,
You're right.
but
But you don't have
What-
to spend 300, you can spend.
we could spend $300,000.
Right, and get.
And get a nice pavilion for $600,000.
Oh, sure, right, yeah, you don't have
So
to spend
that's the
it.
question that the board needs to
I got you.
decide.
Right, right. No matter what you spend, you're still getting it back.
You're
You don't
getting
have-
half back.
You don't have to spend that
Correct.
dollar amount.
No, no. And we're not obligated to spend all of it. But they want to know what the board wants to do.
Okay.
So you had mentioned the bubblers were 80,000, and that would offset in the future the cost of the treatment of the lake?
Correct.
So we're spending, in the next 3 years, 33,900, 11,300 per year. So I would like to see how quickly that would, I mean, in the long run, it sounds good as long as the bubbler lasts long enough
Yeah, life expectancy.
to make it.
And does it affect all those
Right.
chemicals that go into a lake, or
Right.
just certain ones?
Right.
Okay. Anything else, Councilman
No,
McCarthy?
that's it.
Councilwoman Pitt?
I don't have anything additional.
All right, the only thing I wanted to discuss tonight, I know Stephanie was speaking with the folks over at Rec, and I think, Jim, you spent some time with them as well, with the workload and what's going on over there right now. About being busy, and, they spoke to Stephanie about it, and I spoke to Stephanie today. She's thinking about, what she said was, until we get a replacement in there, so that programming isn't upset, if the board would like, she's willing to spend like two days a week over there, or maybe 3 and 2 here, but she would be logged in over there and just work from a computer there, so she would still do her legislative aid duties to the board, and just forward the calls there, and then just try and help out with Kristen and Danielle, because now they're down a person as far as the programming and answering the phones and doing that. So I told her I'd bring it up tonight, and then we would also get her an email tomorrow. She's just trying to help out with it. She's been working with them on on stuff, and staffing, obviously, it's not exactly quick and easy to get a new hire and get somebody in there right away. So Stephanie offered that. She just wanted me to bring it up tonight and just mention it to the board, that she is willing to go over there and help out. You know, she's not looking for any stipends or things of that nature. She just said, you know, I can forward my emails, I can forward my calls, I can work from there, and I can help them so that they don't fall behind on office work and stuff like that. So it sounds like a great idea to me, obviously, and you know, if the rec department's happy with her coming over there and helping out, you know, everyone loves getting extra help every now and then. Not that it'd be extra because they're down some employees, unfortunately, right now. So something for the board to consider. Everyone just shoot us off an email tomorrow. If anyone has any questions or concerns, email Stephanie, put the board on it, and we'll discuss it, and we'll get her an answer before the end of the week. And that's all I have for today as well. Our next item on the agenda will be privilege of the floor with respect to agenda and non-agenda items. Anyone with a comment for the board, go ahead and come on up, state your name and address for the record, and try and keep your comments around 3 minutes.
Robert Hill, North Quaker Hill Road. Okay. I'd just like to tell you the addendum to the contract went out, I guess today I got it, and they did include one of the big items I had in there, which is good for the town and for everybody, so that's good. They did not include a couple other ones. This is not arguing about those here. This is something I want to talk to you about. I know there's a limit on time of how much time you have to put an addendum out before the bid, all right? If you and I met and resolved those, and it could go, the cheapest, simplest, easiest way is to put them into an amendment. It might need, let's say, an extra week for the bid date. Is that something you can handle, or do you need the board to approve that?
An amendment to the Dewey Lane Bridge, Nancy?
Well, not so much that, but it's to postpone the bid for 1 week. You know, just if we're too tight by a day or two.
Are we talking about bidding out work to be done at Dewey
Those bids
Lane?
are due on the
No.
17th.
Is there due?
Yeah, that's next
Okay.
Wednesday. How many days before that do you have to put an addendum out?
I don't know off the top of my head.
Okay.
Oh,
That's all I'm
to the
asking.
plans you're saying, right, for the contractors bidding to know.
Yeah, exactly.
I understand.
I don't know if it's 2 days or it's a little more.
I don't know. That may even be different on different projects, but you would want me
it's
to
just-
email the engineer tomorrow and ask him?
Yeah, but I think it's a state regulation. But all it is if the answer is, well, whatever, if it comes to that, and you and I have an agreement, you know, and we think we should have 1 more week just to comply with that, you know, before the bid date, can you just handle that, or do you need the board to approve it? That's what the question is.
I'll have to look into it.
I don't know that would be a board change to a plan like that. I think that would come from the design engineers and.
Usually,
there's
yeah,
usually
if
field
they put
changes
together
and
It's
Bid
not the
documents,
change
so-
itself, it's just, can you make the decision, yes, we're going to, you make the decision, we're going to do it, but that's simple, and the engineer,
Okay.
whatever.
Sure,
It's just
sure.
simple, and then if you want to decide, let's postpone this for a week, can you just handle that? Or do you need the board to say, yes, you can postpone it for a week? I think you can, all right?
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
What are we talking about?
There were
Yeah,
two
what kind of
items, two
What kind of
items in
agreement
there.
are we talking about?
What?
What type of agreement are we talking about? This board has worked extremely hard, including our town attorney, to finalize this project, the Dewey Lane Bridge
Right.
project. And we are at the finish line.
Right,
Now, all of a sudden, when we're at the finish line, right?
Okay.
It seems like there are conversations of agreements coming up regarding a Verizon telephone pole.
Yeah.
So could you please explain to us
Is that what we're talking about, the
what we're
Verizon
talking
poll?
about?
but how to resolve it and not interfere with things, okay? It's just a simple way of resolving it, but to get it included into the bid, so it's paid for under the bid and not becoming some change order later. That's all.
The problem we have here, and we did reach out to the engineers, is
Right.
they've already looked into this. They've went out and made sure that they've looked at where this telephone pole is located.
Yeah.
They have confirmed that it's not on your property.
It's a foot away,
Yeah, it's in the
but it's
utility
blocking the
easement.
entrance,
Yeah.
that's the issue. That's
Yeah,
what they can't do.
and listen, I understand what you're saying. But then
Right.
from the design engineer's point of view, they're like, hey, this is a utility easement. We're allowed to put telephone poles here.
All right,
And like I told you, we would continue conversation
Yeah.
with them. We couldn't guarantee that they were going to move it, but we would tell you that
Right.
we would stay on top of them and say this is a concern. And I did let 3 of the people from that office know that this is a concern, and I've spoken to Mr. Hill about it.
right,
And they've obviously told me that they've had conversations with you.
that's not true.
Right, I know. This is
It's
what-
not true,
this-
and I can prove it.
I understand, this is what we're hearing on our end. They did say that they went into the field and confirmed that it is not on the property. It is within the utility easement on Dewey
Right.
Lane.
All right, the issue is that entrance has always been there. I now have some movies and pictures of Governor Dewey used to walk down there. That's the beautiful place where you go to look at the waterfall. You can park there, all of that. They put this pole right in the middle of it, so I can't get in. It was just a bad decision, and the particular engineer we're talking about from HVAC has made other bad decisions where he doesn't see like the nature of rock, he doesn't see this. It was a bad judgment, and he's the one that directed him to do it.
But there's also, though, Mr. Hill, I do have to say, there's no legal entrance, as you're saying there. There's no driveway entrance off of Dewey Lane there. There never has been.
That's been there for 200 years. I don't think you had a permit for that 200 years ago. It's been active. You see Governor Dewey there driving into it. Okay, that's not the issue. I mean, well, it is the issue, but the issue is simply, it's got to get moved. I could go along with it not right away. I've also talked to Verizon, and they said they would move it.
Oh, they will?
They just want to get paid for moving it, that's
Did they
it.
send you that in an email?
I have emails. There may be something, I don't know if they said it that way, but we're going back and forth on what the cost is to move it,
Right.
okay?
Yeah, if we could get that from them in an email as well,
Right.
that would be helpful for sure.
Right, that'd be fine. He said, well, it's just, that's all it is. And, I know the person that gave him the order. He also gave him a drawing telling them exactly where to put it. And that was totally just bad judgment,
Okay.
okay? But
sir.
all my question is if you and I got together, I got you that, and you get it into the bid, no
Yeah.
big deal, right? So can you,
The bids are out.
I know that. I know all this. I've been on top of this all the way. You know that.
I know, 8 years. I know they get it.
Yeah, and I'm on the list with the bidder, not as a bidder. So that's how I know the addendum came in and all that. I've got the drawings.
Sure.
Supervisor, I just want to make sure I understand what's being said here. We have a proposed project that's been
Right.
fully approved and sent out for bid, so we can start getting the work done, and we're under the
Right.
gun time-wise for that.
Correct.
What Mr. Hill wants is certain changes to those approved plans to be reflected in the bid. Is that what's going on here right
It
now?
sounds like the poll, right, but it's not
So
in the bid sheet
You've
anyway.
offered, as a courtesy, to try to help him get that pole moved.
Correct.
But we can't hold up the bidding process.
No, it's not in,
That-
it's not in,
that's
the-
not
it's
what
not
I'm
in the,
saying.
Or the bidding documents or the scope of the work.
correct, it's not in the bid package anyway to do that.
Okay.
It's not, the poll's already been moved.
We're not trying to effectively hold it up. I'm saying if it's 2 days
I totally understand,
later,
you don't
can I
like
get
it there, you
compliant?
want it moved, so you want us
That's
to
more
pay
than
for
that.
it.
It's like destroying the value of the property, and it's something that I've been taking care of for the 30 years I've got it. All right, I've been talking about this, and nobody told
I'm
me they were
well
putting it
aware.
in. All right?
You and I have had many conversations
about
about
this.
things that you don't like about the whole project.
No, that's not true. There were
It's-
engineering mistakes on it, and fortunately, they just adopted the one I wrote, and it's very serious. All right?
Right.
It's very, the ground is, and it was protected before by everybody else. They kept the poles away from that area. It's a very sensitive geological area and a very beautiful area. It's just to protect it. This guy didn't know what he was looking at.
But I
He
think,
made a
I think the
mistake.
supervisor's on board with that, and
We
he's
can
gonna do what
continue
he
the
can for
conversation. We
you.
have reached out to them, right, and you and I have spoken about this. We have reached out to the utility companies, and I told you we would help you get in touch with them directly as well.
Yeah, and I did.
And
I
I
did
like I said, if
myself.
we can get an email from them, if they told you that they would move that poll again,
Right.
it's great to get, you gotta get that in writing from them, because,
Yeah.
from our point, they've already moved this poll. And we didn't pick the spot for it, and
No, but your engineer
Right.
did pick the spot for it. He did. They said,
I understand, but within 25 feet from the center line of the road is gonna be the town property, and you have that utility easement there.
They put it 1 foot in front of the driveway. I can probably get up some sort of state regulation that says you can't block somebody's driveway. I'm not calling it driveway, I'm calling
Right,
it the entrance.
Sure.
But there
But we
is
can continue the
regulations, you can't
conversations,
do
but it's
that.
not in the bid packet, so the rest of the board knows it's not something that was in the bid packet that went out, that was ever approved or part of the cost of this project. It wasn't.
Just to confirm, there's no reason to delay the
No,
opening
there's
of the bid?
there's no
No,
holdup there.
that
There's
was a
no-
legal
No, it has nothing to
technical-
do with it, because it's,
So the bidding will be open on the 17th?
yeah, absolutely. The bids are on the
I
17th,
wasn't
correct.
asking to delay it, a real delay. I'm saying if you needed an extra day or two to comply with the bidding regulations, can you just decide, yeah, we'll make it 2 days, something like that.
So as far as that-
I'm not trying to delay the project, and I've
I
helped on
understand.
that
I understand, and we're way over the 3 minutes, so I just want to say,
while we're talking.
addendums and stuff like that, as you know, to projects can be made as the projects are ongoing, right? As long as there's conversations with the engineers, they happen all the time.
Yeah.
There's change orders, there's field adjustments. there's
Suggesting
things-
because then it's included in bid, or it could be an extra, the cost of moving it, that's all.
You got it.
And so I'd like to talk to you tomorrow, maybe we get this done with, and then the whole thing's fine.
Yeah, and maybe towards the, I have, tomorrow we have a couple of things in the morning, so if you want, just give me a call or an email in the morning, I'll let you know when I'm freeing up. We have a
Yeah.
couple of things going on tomorrow morning.
That's fine.
September 11th,
I'll
so
give
there's a
you
lot of events going on.
anytime you want. I mean, this is getting me sick for such silly little things that we got, that particular engineer, and then when the other guy goes, gee, I don't know what's the matter with it. Well, if he knew what the history of it was and just looked at it, there's a parking area and entrance, there's all this, and it's the place you go and look to see the beauty of the waterfall. We got pictures of Governor Dewey in there entertaining people, doing business meetings.
Thank you,
So,
Mr.
all
So
the-
you think Verizon has said that potentially they could move it?
I'll tell you exactly what he said. He said that they put it there because that engineer, the name Kerr is the guy's name, he told them to put it there and gave him a drawing, all right? They said, at first they were going to just move it, and then they said, well, because he had said that, they will move it if I pay for it, or the town pays for it, or somebody pays for it. And I think the amount they said, but it wasn't a final number. Like they're sending me a form to fill out so I can ask them what the price is to move it.
Where is the driveway, Mr. Hill? I've walked that stretch.
No, there's no driveway there. There's no driveway there.
Well, it's whatever you want to call it. It's the entrance that's been there for 200 years, all right? As you go down, you're going in, it's not even down, you're going in Dewey Lane. There's all these big trees there. Those are locust trees that used to be the fence posts. They grew into 60-foot locust trees. The whole thing is lined with that. And then before you get to the bridge up here, there's some guardrails that are in there because there's a drain, right? Right where the guardrails and right in where there's a tree, one of the locust trees, and on the other side is the other locust tree. These are spaced as if they're the fencing. That's spaced far apart as if it's the entrance, which it is. Then inside you can go turn immediately to the right, and there's parking there. And this is all flat ground. And then there's a trail you can go down that gets you more and more to looking down at the waterfall and the different aspects. If you've been there, there's a big rock that's like 60 feet high that's leaning over, all that stuff. Not leaning, but separated. That's where it is. And I'd be happy to show anybody, all right? And I've done everything to try and move this project, too. I mean, and by the way, I was told when they changed from that original design that the town sued me over to take land from me, I was told by the engineers that it wouldn't have gone anyway because it cost so much more money. I can't say the number down as sure, but I think they told me $200,000 more. It never would have gone ahead. The job that's being done now, $200,000 less, is going ahead. And putting up a pretty bridge is good. It's good. I'm not the bad guy, so don't put it that way, okay? So I'd like to see it done too. But just, don't block me from my property. There's I won't mention your name, but the other neighbor on the other side, it's written into the contract that the contractor has to provide access for that neighbor. They didn't put my name in. Or not name, but my side. There's something not right about that. Those are the simple things.
I think they just needed access for monitoring and for maintenance and stuff like that. That's what the access was needed for, when they needed like an easement. So that's why they got it from the other side, because it was just so that because the project has a grant, I think it's $750,000, and but part of that grant money paying for that project was that moving forward, you had to have accessibility from one side or the other so that proper maintenance and inspections could be done in the future so that the bridge was upkept.
So, I
All right,
mean,
Matilda,
that's
thank you
just-
for your
that-
comment. We're way over the 3-minute mark.
yeah,
Thank you
but
so
this
much. We'll
is-
talk tomorrow, you and me, all right?
All right, but I mean, this is the end of it. I don't want to have to keep thinking about
I
this.
understand completely.
And I have given your engineer very good advice, which he's adopted, except for these
Yes,
few
sir.
things. All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other comments? Seeing none, I'll make a motion to adjourn. Could I have a second?
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you very much.
He's done since the initiation of this project, is slow it down.
No worry.
Can't. Heating for the past 6 months. 6 months? Yes, the pole is new.
Oh, there's a resident who wants to talk to you.